Ya estamos aquí esperando. Ya compramos las entradas. Vamos a ver cómo es. Hay que firmar un waiver, que es como un consentimiento que si algo pasara, ellos no se hacen responsables. Así que vamos a ver cómo es adentro. Es el mapa. Ahorita estamos esperando. Nos dijeron que a las 10:15 va a empezar el tour. Así que ya casi.
Oh, it's 10:15.
10:15. Ok, entonces ya empieza. Acá esperamos. Mira los osos. Me imagino, ¿verdad? Debe de haber límite, ¿verdad? De personas.
As to what causes stuff to act a little weird over here, and at the end I think you see all the cool stuff. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Great. Perfect. So Mystery Hill actually started as an apple orchard in the 1920s, owned by the Hudsons, and ran as such for about 20 years. During that time, they noticed a lot of weird stuff going on the property. They noticed apples would roll uphill. They noticed that the tire swing on the property would swing backwards more so than forward. They noticed experiencing lightheadedness and vertigo on certain areas of the property. And then there's also, stack them over each other. There was an apple cider press on the property, pictured right here. How those used to work back then is one person would have to stand on either side to manually press down the apples. And they noticed that their twin nephews who ran it, whoever would stand on the right side of it would look shorter than usual, and whoever was on the left would look taller. And if they swapped, the same thing would happen. So they didn't know all the weird stuff that was going on and what was causing it. They didn't have Google or ChatGPT, so they kind of just chalked it up to being weird. And it wasn't until the 1940s when they came across this Life magazine over here that they even knew it was a thing that was happening elsewhere. They came across this article about a place called Mystery Spot, Santa Cruz, California, in that magazine. And when they read that article, they noticed a lot of the same stuff they were experiencing is the same stuff going on right over here. So they decided to take a cross-country road trip to try to get some answers. While they didn't really find out much, they still had a lot of fun. These pictures right here, them enjoying their time over there at Mystery Spot. And then they came back over here and ran their apple orchard for a few more years until the mid-1940s when they experienced a blight on the property. Basically, that means the apple trees on the property caught this bacteria that caused them to stop producing apples, and eventually the trees started to die off. So since they didn't have their apple trees anymore, they kind of had to figure out where to pivot their business. They ultimately decided to kind of take what they saw over in Mystery Spot and apply it over here, and they opened up Mystery Hill in 1948. This picture over here is that's right 1 year after opening. A lot has changed since then. About 10 years after opening, they did sell the property to the Underwoods who own it today, and they've been the ones making all the changes and sprucing it up a bit. We have indoor plumbing now, which is pretty great. We also have the gem mining, the axe throwing, old-time photos during the weekends now. I'm trying to think what else we have. The museums. Coming soon, we're going to be having our bull ride back up and running, and then after that, soon after, we're hoping to have our arcade up and running. So we're always adding new stuff, so if you come back and pay us a visit, we'll probably have something new to show y'all. But other than that, that's the basic history of that. We're good to go. Here we're just going to go over a few different things. We're going to go over them pretty quick so we can get to the cool stuff. The first thing is just a broom that demonstrates how gravity works. Gravity's pulling this broom down onto this plumb line right here. And if I pull it one way or the other, it's going to have an equal and opposite reaction both ways until gravity slowly pulls it back to the center. This is just showing how gravity works. We're going to have the same setup over in the mystery room so to show the difference in how gravity acts over there. Original apple orchard, and to your right is actually one of the stills that you would use to make their moonshine with. We don't use it for that anymore because it definitely isn't up to code. We get busted.
Son herramientas viejas que recuperan.
Still in relatively good condition after all these years. We also have Grandpa's bottle of liquor. Fun fact is back then they would keep track of how many times that point basically rubbing alcohol. That's why in the old cartoons.
Oh, y se mueve, mira.
They would have 3 X's on the poison bottles. At that point you should not be drinking it. This is probably why he only has 1 tooth. And then over here we have a portrait and some information on moonshiners and revenuers in the Prohibition. We're trying to throw them in jail for making that sweet moonshine. They had to take him out. But since he's still kicking, I like to think he's just taking a nice relaxing dirt bath. And make photos or, you know, hang out. Just please don't use the bathroom in here because we do not want to clean it. But y'all are welcome to go ahead and peek in there. Showing how gravity works. It's going to work the same way as it did earlier. This is just to show that gravity is going to work the same way on an incline. We have this here because when we're in the main anomaly room, some people think what makes the gravity act a little different is because we're on an incline in there. This is just to show that inclines do not affect gravity. And even though most of the apples, and then this really tall one right here.
Todavía, fruits.
Like I said, they're crab apples. They don't taste very good, but it's cool that they're still producing 100 years later, even after the blight. And then over here, we actually had the cider press we were talking about a little earlier, so that it's not at an angle or anything.
You should go.
Espérate en el otro lado.
Yeah, usually it helps when two people go up so that you can
Okay,
swap,
sigue grabando.
so that you can
Vamos,
see
Ethan, a
the
ver.
difference in height.
Over there.
Right? And then swap around. And now you guys look the same height. But at first you look taller, now he looks about your height.
No la veo. Tal vez sí, tal vez en el video.
Does anyone else want to try? If you guys want to take some out. If you want, I could take a photo of you guys and then let you guys swap so you can see the difference.
Thank you.
No problem. Helps when you can
Yo
see
voy a
from
tomar
another
foto.
perspective. I like your nails. You're welcome. Alright, I'll get a couple photos in. And then you're welcome to switch now.
Wow.
Yeah, she looks shorter. Yeah.
Yeah, it did make you look.
Yeah, mira. They look the same.
I'll swap.
Wow.
Might just have to crouch down a little bit.
Head taller.
Way more. Yeah, you look way shorter.
Major shorter.
Yeah.
And then the second rule is while you're entering, to just hold onto the rails that'll be on either side. Once you're in the room, if you're comfortable, you're welcome to let go. We just say to hold onto the rails as you're entering so that you're not caught off guard and lose your balance. So other than that, we're good to go ahead in. And if anyone starts feeling lightheaded or nauseous, there is a side exit so you can avoid the room. But I'd suggest at least trying to go in.
Oh.
But right here's what action happens. It usually hits me about halfway down this hallway.
Oh my goodness. Ay. Ooh. Feels like I'm falling. Oh, wow. Oh my God. I feel like you're falling. Ah, yeah. Yo siento como que me cae. Aquí sí, ven.
There's just a few things in here for me to show y'all. The first one, I'll get back there. There's this room right here, similar to the first one, except obviously this one's not on the plumb line. And if I put one or the other, you'll see it goes way to the left and less so to the right. So you can see gravity's kind of pulling it this way. Over here behind you guys is a swing that replicates the tire swing on the property would do, on the, which is if you sit on it and kick it off, it'll swing mostly backwards and stop before going forward. And then once you kick it off, it'll go on for as long as you let it. Gravity will do all the work for you. So you're welcome to try that out. Over here beside you, actually, you have like the honors, and here there's a scoop. And you can pour the water into the other side, and you can watch the water flow out.
Oh man.
Let's see.
Ready?
Oh, it's going up.
And then you're welcome to keep messing with that if you'd like. And then the last thing I have to show you.
Yo sí me siento como medio mareada. Me cuesta
Down
subir.
here we have some rubber balls. that'll replicate what the apples in the original property would do. Just set them up here.
Ay, ay, ay.
Does anyone want the others, or should I do the first one? With those as well.
Oh, it's going up? Por un rato no me podía mover. I felt like I was...
I got a quick question. How do you get the balls back downhill?
They have some kind of contraption behind the wall that like uses like momentum to push it back downward, and it comes
I
back
was just
over
wondering,
here.
I was like, yeah.
I've never seen behind the wall, so I'm not sure what the contraption even looks like. They tried to explain it to me one time and it went over my head.
Eleanor, you want to do the swing?
Yeah, the swing is really fun too. You can either sit on or stand on it. I suggest sitting because it's a little less risky. And if you kick it off, it'll start swinging for you. It'll kind of stop we're going forward, and then you don't really gotta kick your legs or anything. Gravity just keeps doing the work for you.
Oh, yo siento como que me caigo.
That's okay.
No.
It'll keep going.
Sí.
Tal vez como se sienta uno.